So is there any, going back to our snowy season that we're in, and not everybody's in the snow, but any type of real different and inclement weather. And I'm particularly thinking, I can't believe how many people that we get questioned, can I shovel the snow? Like I mentioned earlier, can I go on skiing, outings, that type of thing. I had a woman who contacted us and she had an X-Fix, which for those of you who don't know is an external fixator. If you think of people who have broken their necks, they have a halo, and that's an external fixator. Well, they're being used also for other areas of the body, including the heel and any type of leg or heel, foot surgery. And she wanted to go snowmobiling with an X-Fix. And so the rule of thumb, I always said, is ask your doctor, use common sense, and make sure you cover whatever it is, particularly in the winter, just because of the cold and the opportunity for your flesh to, freeze. You don't want to do that. What else can we? What I think I'm asking is, there are a lot of people who just want to ignore that they have an injury. They just want to ignore that they have an injury and just proceed with their life. We've talked about this a little bit, but what would you say if someone came in and said, look, I have to shovel my walk. I have to go on the snowmobiling, and it's not good advice. What would you recommend, particularly for adults who are being obstreperous?
Very good word. The inconvenience and really more than that, the really interruption of your life from an orthopedic injury is substantial. And we recognize that, the orthopedic world recognizes that. But we'll hear stories of people, I have an X-Fix, I have a cast, and I climbed this and I did that. And those are great. You don't hear as many times people did it and a problem happened. And you're not going to lose your leg or lose your arm, but as you and I have used the phrase before, you just have to respect the injury. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to do nothing. You talk about snowmobile. You can be on a snowmobile and go on a snowmobile trip. You're not going to take jumps. And, I used to describe it. Kids would say, with certain things, can I go in a pool or can I do this or that? And I say, yes, you have to do it like a 50-year-old man. Gently, cautiously. And I'm older than 50 now, so nothing about me.
So am I.
Yeah, exactly. You just pretend, because 50 is really old to kids. They think that's 1,000. So you can do things, but it just takes risk. And when you do that, if you are on the losing end of it, you have three possibilities. Nothing bad is going to happen. And the other two are bad. You lengthen your treatment period, or you really change your treatment plan. So it's terribly inconvenient. And your best advice is to be able to really comply with the instructions really to the letter, and you'll get better the fastest.
I concur, and luckily I've been giving the same advice. I have so many customers call, and I love talking to customers. That's just my highlight of my day. I can't believe how many want to just push the envelope, and I have to do the tough love thing and say, basically, look, you're injured. Number one, you're injured. And so your body's compensating in different ways to so you can heal. So whether you're walking, you have an arm in a cast, it doesn't matter. And you have to respect the fact that you are in a healing phase. And so you can't do necessarily everything that you want to do. And so please respect that. And then I always go back, what did your doctor say? And they say, well, they said I couldn't do this or couldn't do that. I said, you have to respect what your doctor says.
The risk is substantial. The biggest inconvenience for an adult is being able to drive. And unfortunately, every study that's looked at your reaction time and safety with any type of device on arm or leg shows that you're worse off. But
this is fascinating.
But the inconvenience of not being able to drive, especially if you live alone, or your partner or whoever you live with happens to be just also very busy with a job or things to do, and yet we kind of ignore that. We pretend that data isn't out there. But so I will advise people that test yourself, get behind the wheel with a friend, partner, parent, loved one, and just see how you're doing. see if you can hit the brake real quick when someone runs a light. Confine some of your trips just to where you need to go to the store and things like that. But all the data shows that this really changes your ability to be safe. But the practicality makes it so hard to just stay home and do nothing.
So it's the balance, as you said earlier, the safety versus the practicality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so this, you reminded me, I can't tell you how many times I've heard of customers taking their boot off if they have a boot, because their foot is their right foot is cast as booted in this case, and to drive, and there's a reason that you're in a boot. You can't take it off unless the doctor says you can take it off for sleeping. That would be the only time. And I'm a note to self. I am going to do a blog post about reaction times. I will find that study and write about that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Dr. Hoffinger.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, I read it. I read it hoping that the conclusion was going to be different. I read it just hoping that it was going to be different, but it wasn't.
Okay, so everybody take heart. If you have a broken bone, try really hard to get people to help. And actually, this I can't believe how many people want to help if you have hurt yourself. So try not to go alone. I know a lot of you don't like to ask for help. When you have a child, it's very different because you're taking care of the child. But as an adult, if you live alone, or you, as Dr. Hoffinger said, if your other live-in adult is busy and working, you need help. Your friends want to help you. And so definitely take them up on it. They don't know how to help you with the cast, and this is one way. Could you drive me to my medical appointment? Could you drive me to the store? Could you pick up a couple things for me? That's a wonderful way, and people typically are very happy to help. If you're involved with a church or a synagogue, ask them for help as well. So there's a lot of opportunities. So I'm really glad you brought this up. Thank you.